Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to improve battery life on POCO Pad M1. So first go into the settings, then scroll down to battery, change current mode to battery saver, then go into battery saver settings, and right here we can enable the don't wake screen for notifications and turn off when charged. That's it right here. Then go back into the battery protection and change to smart charging. Then into the display and brightness, enable dark mode and enable automatic brightness right here. And last one, go into lock screen and sleep timeout, shorten this time to around 30 seconds or 1 minute. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one. Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to fix Wi-Fi not working on POCO Pad M1. First, go into the quick settings right in here. Then select the Wi-Fi, then disable it and enable once again. Click More Settings. Now, the arrow next to your Wi-Fi. Scroll down to Forget Network and OK. Now try to connect once again. If it's not working for you, then you need to restart your device and the router. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show the hidden sound settings on POCO Pad M1. Alright, let's open up our settings and let's scroll down until we find the sound. In here, let's scroll down once again a little bit. And in here, for example, we have the Do Not Disturb mode. If you don't know how it works, simply, if it's turned on, there will be no reminders for notifications and also the device. Simply, there will be no sound when this mode is enabled. We can also enable it on the schedules. We can add the rules. For example, when it will start, when it will end, and how often it will repeat. And here we have simply days of the week. If you want to save it, simply hit this button, and now it will be enabled at 11 PM and it will end at 7 AM every day. For now, I want to turn it off. Let's scroll down. Down below we have these sound effects. In here we can change from Dolby Atmos into Xiaomi sound. It is up to you. In my case I always stick to the Dolby Atmos. Down below we have the graphic equalizer. In here we have some presets, as you can see. Currently it's set on the custom and everything is neutral. As you take a look, everything is on the 0, but you can see the changes. For example, when I will select the rock mode, how the equalizer is changing. So you just need to simply pick the mode that you want. We have rock, jazz, hip hop, classical, pop, blues, and the electronic, and also the metal. But if you want, you can always create your own preset. Simply select the custom and you can manually play with those bars and select everything just like you want. I will select everything on the 0 though, and I will leave it just like it is. Then below we have the earphone controls, headphone remote buttons. Currently they are used for controlling the volume level, but we can select it to control the music playback instead of volume level. And if you click on assign buttons, you'll be able to do it, but you need to have your earphones connected. Currently I'm not connected with any device, so I won't be able to show you that. If you go into additional settings, we have the volume adjustment, adjust media sound in multiple apps. adjust sound for individual apps while multiple apps play audio simultaneously. It is really cool. Basically, when this mode is enabled and when you click volume up or down, when two apps are playing sound, in here you will have a button which will allow you to simply select the volume level of each app that plays that audio. We also have multiple audio sources. Don't adjust media volume during incoming notifications or while audio from other source is played. Down below we have the system sounds, and we have things such as play sound when charger is connected, when deleting items, when uninstalling apps, when taking screenshots, when locking the device, or the tap sounds. As you can see, everything is currently enabled except the tap sounds. Some people like that tapping sounds, some people don't. It is simply up to you which mode you wanna use. In my case, I don't like that tapping sound, so I'm about to turn it off. But now you can hear, I hope, that how it sounds. Okay. Also, I don't like the screenshot sound, so I will turn it off, and I can even turn off to play sound when uninstalling apps. Remember, everything is up to you. Let's go into the additional settings, then accessibility, now the vision, and let me show you the select to speak. It is pretty cool because we can select the text and it will be simply spoken by our tab. So, how to use? First, we need to tap a specific item like text or an image, drag your finger across the screen to select multiple items, tap play to hear everything on screen, select text that appears inside the camera view. First, we need to turn it on. We can create even a shortcut. It's pretty useful.
Chrome.
Now, let me find something with the text. Now I need to select some part of the text, and
Forests cover nearly 1/3 of the world's land area, clearing carbon, supporting biodiversity, and regulating the planet's climate. In this graphic, we visualize data from the UNFAO's 2025 Forest Resources Assessment to map.
that's how it works. Pretty cool thing.
Window control bar. Visual capitalist dash logo at 2x. Window control bar. Copy. Share. Select all. Web search. Read aloud. WPS memo. Visual capitalist dash logo at 2x. Visual capitalist. Mapped. The 4 major types of forests around the world.
So, simply, that's how it works, and you can try to
Select to speak.
play it. And you can read the text simply. I highly recommend trying everything on your own. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the best settings for gaming on POCO Pad M1. Okay, before we launch our game, it's always good to open settings. Now scroll down until you find display and brightness. And let's make sure that when it comes to the refresh rate that we are using the default, or we can select a custom one and select 120 Hz refresh rate. Thanks to that we will have the best smoothness level, simply. But remember that not each game supports 120 FPS. Everything depends on the game. Certain games may be locked, for example, only on 60 or 90 FPS, and you won't have simply 120 Hz FPS in each game. Just like I'm saying, it depends. Also, before we start playing, we can click on the security and we can perform a cleaning process to delete some junk files if there are any. So we can click on cleanup, just like that. Thanks to that, we have cleared some junk files, and our device will be working a little bit faster right now. We can also click on boost speed. Also, we can clear some cache. Actually, it was a lot of cache, to be more precise. All right, almost 2 gigabytes, and our device is now 21% faster, so it's always good clicking that button before we launch our game. We also have the game turbo mode. It doesn't appear always. In my case, I had to launch my game. When I have quitted, the game turbo appeared, and in here we can select some settings to get the best performance. We can click on the custom right in here. There's a chance that you have the default preset set, but in my case, we want to have the best FPS. So let's click on the custom, click on got it, and make sure that the frame rate is simply maxed out. All right. Now let's launch our game. And in here I'll also show you some settings that you can select to get the best performance. But when it comes to the Asphalt Legends, that's the game that I have picked for this video. This game is locked, for example, only on 60 FPS, and it's impossible to go higher than that. You can see that I'm using 60 FPS frame rate. When it comes to the advanced settings, if you want to have the best performance, you should select the performance mode, and when it comes to other settings, you should keep them on low for the best FPS, but remember that you should always use the maximum frame rate that game allows you to select. In my case, it's 60, so that's the value that I want to select. If you want to have the better graphics, for example, you can max out those settings for best graphics, or if you want to have a preset somewhere in the middle, you can try to shuffle those settings to find a perfect preset for you. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to fix up crashing. So I believe that all of us have encountered that kind of situation when we are trying to open the app and it simply doesn't work. It tries to open, but that after that it is crashing and we have no idea what to do. So in this video I'd like to show you what to do. So let's pretend I've got problems with Google Chrome, so with the browser. All we have to do is to tap on it and hold it, and then tap on this info icon. So here we've got this app info section, and first of all, let's go to the storage here at the top, and here we've got something called cache. Cache are junk files which are saved by your device, but they are not necessary for the proper usage of the app. And to be honest, they might sometimes interfere. So what I highly recommend to do is to tap on clear data and tap on clear cache. Tap on OK and your device will immediately remove it. Moreover, what I highly recommend to do is to simply tap on force stop, because sometimes the app is opened in the background, even though we cannot really see it in the recents, etc. And it basically prevents to reopen it. So tap on force stop and tap on OK. And now, after those two steps, you can try to open the app, and if you are fortunate, it will work perfectly fine. If not, I highly recommend to recreate those steps. So again, cache and force stop, and then simply power off your device to kind of confirm all of the changes. So all you have to do is to press the power button, which is right here, and volume up button once, just like that. Oh, it's not really comfortable to use that combination of keys. So just press them once and then go to, for example, reboot or power off, and then power it on manually. If that didn't work, I highly recommend checking for the updates. So let's open the Play Store. Okay, no thanks. And now let's tap on search. Let's enter the name of the app, so Chrome in my case. And right here we've got our app and the actions which we can do. And if the update is available, you will see this information here. And I highly recommend to simply tap on update, download newer version. Your device will overwrite it over the older one. And sometimes newer versions will basically work better. If that didn't work, I highly recommend to come back to this section, and instead of update, you will have the option uninstall. So simply uninstall the app completely, and after that install it again. This operation will provide you the newest app version, which will be directly installed on your device. It will not be overwritten. It will not overwrite the older one. It will simply be directly installed, and sometimes it might fix some issues. And as a last resort, I also highly recommend to check for the software updates. Let's go to the settings. Here, simply tap on About Tablet and tap on Xiaomi Hyper OS. And now your device will basically check for the updates. And if you can see the update, just like in my case, I highly recommend to simply tap on this "An update is available" and then download the update, because sometimes newer versions will also work better with the app's newer versions. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to fix the device heating while charging on POCO Pad M1. So first, it is completely normal for your tablet to overheat while charging, especially while you're using the fast charging, but we can minimize that first by closing all the background apps. Next, make sure that you're using original cable and a charger. Avoid using your device while charging, just leave it and let it charge properly. Then charge in a cool and ventilated area and remove the case of your tablet. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to free up space without removing the apps. So first of all, let's open the settings. And here in this left section, scroll down and find the apps. So here in the right section right now, we've got the list of apps which are currently installed on your device. And what I highly recommend to do is to remove cache. Cache are junk files which are saved by your device, but they are not necessary for the proper usage of the app. So removing them will release some memory. All you have to do is to open the specific app, then go to Storage. And here we've got this cache section. So tap on Clear Data and tap on Clear Cache. I do not recommend tapping on Clear All Data because unless you wish to make the app brand new. So just tap on Clear Cache and tap on OK, and your device will immediately remove it. So I highly recommend to go through all of those apps and remove cache. Another thing which I highly recommend to do is to localize the cleaner. For sure you've got this app because it is provided by the developer, so just find it and then open it. And here what you can do is to first of all perform a quick cleaning, a soft cleaning, let's say. It will be at the top and simply tap on clean. Your device will remove different cache, different files, etc., residuals and all of that kind of things. Moreover, I highly recommend to go to the deep clean and just tap on clear, and here your device will show you what you can remove. So for example, deleted videos which are currently in the trash bin, uninstall apps, but we are trying to avoid this option, clear app data and delete photos. Another thing which I highly recommend also to do is to check your downloads, because let's be honest, usually we are downloading a lot of stuff and then we forget about it. So what you have to do is to simply localize the file manager. It doesn't matter if you're using the one which is provided by the developer or on any kind of third-party file manager. Just open it and give all the permissions, of course. I mean, allow all. Sorry, for that I needed to add the permission. Just let me quickly do it and come back. And here we should have the section the folder which is called Downloads. And it should be somewhere here. For example, in the internal storage. So just tap on internal storage here and then tap on downloads. And here just try to find and try to check the files which have got saved here, because sometimes you will be able to remove some huge files, huge documents, etc. And as a last thing, which I highly recommend to do, is to perform the backup. And I will not show you this whole process because we've got a separate video of how to do it, and it is really detailed. So I will just explain the whole idea. Thanks to the backup, you will be able to save your photos and videos in a different place. So you will have the access to them if, for example, something's wrong with your device, or it has been stolen, or it is damaged, or whatever. You will still be able to access your gallery, I mean the photos and videos. And thanks to it, you will also be able to remove them from the internal storage of your device. So you will not need to keep them in the internal storage. And thanks to it, you will be able to release some memory. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I want to show you the home screen tricks on POCO Pad M1. Okay, first let me show you how to even enter the customization menu of our home screen. Simply, when you're on your home screen, you need to perform that move, just like you would like to minimize a window, or simply zoom out. Then we have this menu. Now we can start our personalization. In here we can quickly change the wallpaper. In here we have a list of all possible wallpapers that we can select. So for example, let's try to change maybe into that. Simply tap. You can also select the effects. If you're interested, you can use the blur, lens, or the glass effect. It is up to you. If you want to save, simply hit on apply. You can set it as lock screen, as home screen, or as both. In my case, I'll only want it as my home screen wallpaper. Okay, next to it we have the widgets. They are really useful stuff. And in here we have a list of all apps of which we can create a widget. So for example, let's try to add a new widget, maybe the YouTube. Okay, as you can see, it appeared right in here. Now we can grab it, we can place it anywhere that we want. For example, right in here. If we want to delete it, hold it and place it on the top to remove the widget. Really easy thing. Now let me try to do one thing. I'll add one widget and then I'll add another. Because I'm wondering about one thing. Can we do a certain action? There's a chance that we cannot. It's impossible. I was wondering, can we add a stack of the widgets, but unfortunately it's not possible. Remember that each widget has a different size. If you open the widgets, those numbers below are their size. So remember that for certain widgets you might have to make some space on your home screen to add it. Okay, another cool thing is possibility to create folders. It can help you organize all of your apps. For example, in here I have the Google folder. I didn't create it manually because it automatically appeared. But let me show you how to create your own folder. But let me only delete that widget. To create a new folder, simply hold one icon and place it on another. Now release. You can see that our new folder has been successfully created. If you click right in here, actually if you hold it, my bad, you can change the size of the folder. We have 3 possible modes. In here we have a preview, how it's going to look like, and we can change its name. Let me type, for example, games, even though that I have Spotify in here, but never mind. So that's how you can create a new folder. It can help you to organize your place on your home screen. Okay, next we have the settings. We can change the transition effects. We have slide, we have the crossfade. You can see a preview how it's going to look like, but let me get to that page so you'll be able to see it better. So we have the crossfade, we have the tumble, and we have the page. We have the cascade, we have the rotate, and we have the cube. And I think that's all, yeah. If you want to save it, click on done. And now you can see that we have a new transition effect. Currently it's the cube. Looks pretty cool in my opinion, so we can also change that. Down below you can enable or disable to show the text or not. Some people, for example, might like that mode. It looks more clean without the text. In my case, I want to have it. Down below, it's really worth enabling to fill the cells of uninstalled apps. When this mode is enabled, and when we uninstall the app, for example, when I would uninstall some of the apps right in here, maybe let me show you that, but I'll grab something that I can uninstall. I will use the Asphalt game for that. I'll place it on the main screen, for example, here. And now, when I will uninstall the app, the settings or the tools should fill that gap that would be created when I uninstall the Asphalt. So take a look. Just like I have said, settings jumped into the place of the Asphalt game simply to fulfill that gap in that place. Really useful thing. It can help you to organize your home screen, and simply you won't have to manually place each app to fulfill that gap. When this feature is enabled, that gap will be automatically fulfilled. If you want, you can also lock the home screen layout. When it's locked, you cannot move anything on your home screen. Sometimes it's good because let's say that we have created our perfect home screen, everything is placed just like we want, and we don't want to change that, for example, by a misclick. So that's the moment when you can lock your layout. If you click on more, you can change the home screen style. It can be classic or with the app drawer. Basically, when the app drawer is enabled, when you slide to the app side, you'll see a whole list of apps installed on your device. In here you have a preview, how it's going to look like. In my case, I'll stick to the classic mode. And in here, you can also change the system navigation. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to clear cache and speed up your device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And right here in this left section we have to scroll down and localize the apps. So this is the list of all apps which are currently installed on your device, and what I highly recommend to do is to go through all of them, especially those which you are frequently using, and to remove cache. Cache are junk files which are saved by your device, but they are not necessary for the proper usage of the app. Moreover, they are occupying the memory, and even though for separate apps this memory is not a lot, I mean the cache is not a lot, summing them up will make a quite significant amount of memory which you can release. So what do you have to do? Simply enter the specific app, for example the camera, then go to storage, and here we've got this cache section. So simply tap on clear data, and here it's important to tap on clear cache. I do not recommend tapping on clear all data unless you wish to make the app brand new. So simply tap on clear cache, tap on OK, and as you can see, your device will immediately remove it and obviously release some memory. So as I said, just go through all of those apps and remove cache where possible. Moreover, I recommend using the cleaner, which is pre-installed on this device by the developer, so for sure you've got one, just find it. And just open the cleaner, and here your device will quickly count the amount of memory which it can release. So for example, the cache files. However, as you can see, those cache files are not the same, which I've shown you before. So the previous option you have to do manually. And here we've got also different categories like packages, residuals, or memory. So just tap on cleanup, and thanks to it you can temporarily make your device faster. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to fix battery drain problem on POCO Pad M1. So first go into the settings, then scroll down into the battery, and right here select the current mode to battery saver. Okay. Then we have battery checkups right here, where you can check up your battery. Then battery protection, where you can change the charging protection to smart charging. And then go into the display and brightness, change the color scheme to dark mode and enable automatic brightness right here. Then go into the lock screen and shorten the sleep timeout. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got POCO Pad M1, and let me share with you how to virus scan your device. So let's begin with opening the security. This option is pre-installed, this app is pre-installed on your device. It is provided by the developer, so for sure you've got one. Just find it. As you can see, it looks like this shield. So let's tap, and here almost in the middle we've got the security scan, so just tap on it. Just give the permissions, tap on agree, and now your device will basically scan itself in order to check any kind of viruses, any kind of malware, and any kind of risks which are made by, for example, the system update, as you can see in my case, etc. And after screening, your device will show you the results. If everything is fine, your device will obviously show you this information. If not, just like in my case, I've got one risk detected, it will show me the problems and what I can do in order to get rid of it. So in my case, we've got the system update, so all we have to do to fix it is to simply tap on update. Alright, so and that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show the productivity tricks on POCO Pad M1. Alright, so let's open up the settings. And in here, let's scroll down all the way until you find the additional settings. And let's begin with the special features. Let's begin maybe with the site toolbox. It basically allows us to open up a new window in certain apps. It works, for example, with gaming apps, with voice calls. We can use the beautify function then. Open the site toolbox during video calls to use this feature. Currently, I'm not able to make a call, so I won't show you that, but I can show you the video toolbox, for example. In here we have supported apps. We can add more from that list. In my case, I will play a video that I made. And if you tap in here, we need to slide from the left side. And as you can see, it has launched. We can change the style right in here, as you can see. If you click on the information button, you can read how this works. Selected effects won't be applied to HDR videos on selected devices. These effects can be applied to the screenshots. Let me stick to the original. We can also record the screen quickly. We can make a screenshot and use the cast function. Back into the settings, and now let me show you the best thing for the productivity in my personal opinion, and it's the floating windows. In here we have a long list how to use each feature. You can tap on them to know how to do it, and let me show you maybe the split screen mode first. So let's open up the first app. Okay, now we need to select the second one. So open up, in my case, I'm about to do it with the calculator. Open up the recent apps, hold on one icon, select this icon, and now select the second app. As you can see, our screen has been perfectly split in half. On the left side we have the calculator, on the right side we have notes. It is really useful because we can do two things almost at the same time. We can quickly count something and create a note. We can type something and then get back quickly into the calculator and start typing. Really useful thing. You can adjust the size of the windows if you grab this bar in the middle, just like that. But remember that if you go too much, you can see the sentence full screen. Now when I will release my finger, the app will open in the full screen. So you just need to be careful not to go too much to the left or to the right side. If you double tap this bar in the middle, you can quickly change the size of the apps. That's the split screen mode. Let me now show you the floating window. So maybe again, let's go with notes maybe. Now hold on the icon and select this button. And now as you take a look, we have our notes opened in the floating window and we can still do our other stuff. Really also useful for the multitasking. Let's say that we want to... Oh, I have closed it by a misclick. We can take notes. If you click those three dots, from here you can go straight into the split screen mode. If you click that icon or that icon, you can also click the plus to open a new note. Actually, you will open not a new note, but Notes app itself one more time. When it comes to adjusting the size of the floating window, you just need to grab on the edge to adjust its size. If you want to place it somewhere else on the screen, hold on those three dots and you can change the placement. As you can see from the floating window, we can quickly get, for example, into the split screen mode when we go into the edge. Now when I will release, we are in the split screen mode. We can select another app, for example. Just like that. A really useful thing. I highly recommend trying all of those features on your own. If you go into the settings, just like I have said, and then additional, now floating windows, in here you can see a tutorial how to use everything. For example, we can launch the split screen mode using the gesture, swipe horizontally with 3 fingers to open up the split screen mode. But we need to have one app enabled. Let me try to launch it up. Just like that. And now I just need to select my second app. Maybe security. Oh, actually, this app is not allowed in split screen mode. So let's try to do a different app. I'll show you the gesture once again. And now maybe Gemini. As you can see, everything launched successfully. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the security tricks on POCO Pad M1. Alright, let's begin with setting up our screen lock. To do it, open up your settings. Now we need to scroll down a little until we find face data and screen lock. Tap on the screen lock. And we have three types of the screen lock. We have password, PIN or the pattern. It is up to you which mode you would like to use. I'll stick to the pattern. Remember that if you lose your password, you'll be forced to reset your device. So simply create a password that you will remember. In here we have also a tutorial where to slide to get access into our pattern. And now we have those 9 dots on the screen. To create a pattern, we need to connect at least 4 of those dots. If you want to try again, simply click on clear. If you would like to confirm, simply redraw your pattern and hit the button. Now our screen lock has been set. That is really, really easy. We also have the face unlock. In my case, I'm not going to set it up, but the setup process is really easy. All you need to do is to tap, first confirm by your screen lock, and now if you click on the start, a circle on the screen will appear, and all you need to do is to place your face inside of the frame and wait until your face gets detected and saved. Okay, when it comes to face data and screen lock, that's basically all right in here. From here we can go and open up the security, and let's perform a security scan. It's always worth doing from time to time, because in here we'll be able to know, do we have some potential threats. In my case, as you can see, 1 risk has been detected, and I think that's about the cleaner, or maybe that's because I don't have the update installed yet. Also remember that having the latest version of your software is the best. Okay, let me scan one more time, because I really would like to know what's that risk. I think that it's the update, yeah. So in here you can also perform the update. I won't do it right now because I want to show you some other things. But if you have possibility to download the update, you should do this simply ASAP. Alright, let's go back. Right in here we also have the app lock, really useful thing. Click on turn on. It basically allows us to lock the apps with the screen lock. And now we need to create our pattern, or we can change the password type and set a new one. In my case, I'll stick to the pattern that I'm using for unlocking the device. And now the pad wants us to log into the Xiaomi account, so we'll be able to reset that password. Currently I'm not logged in, so I'll click on not now. If you want, you can also skip it just like me, or you can simply sign in and add that password. Okay, in here we have the apps that we can lock with the password. When it comes to me, just for now, I'll only select the Google Chrome. So click on use app lock. You can see that the Chrome is locked. Now let me show you how that works. We have the Chrome right in here. I'll tap on that, and you can see that the only way of opening the app is by typing the password, and only then the app will launch. Pretty useful thing. Thanks to that, we can log the apps that we would like to protect. Okay, let's get back. We also have the hide apps. Let's try to hide some of the apps, maybe the Spotify, but first I would like to know where it is. Okay, it's right in here. So for now, I will lock it. Hidden apps. Okay, and in here we have a tutorial how to find those hidden apps. So we just need to spread 2 fingers apart on the home screen to view those apps. Click on got it. You can see that the Spotify is enabled, and it has disappeared from my home screen. Now, and I will perform that gesture. In here we can see our hidden apps. If you would like to turn off the Spotify from here, you can click on Add and unselect it right in here, and it should appear back on the home screen. Okay, and the last thing is the second space. We can turn it on, set a designed screen lock for a second space, separate and secure your data. Let's click on turn on. Okay, click on continue. Select, do you want to use a password to switch between spaces, or do you want to use a shortcut? For the best level of security, I suggest you should use the password. Now we need to set it. I'll type this password. First I need to use the pattern to confirm that I have for unlocking the device, and now I can set a new one. So I will create maybe something like that. Draw again to confirm. Okay. And it should have been created, but maybe we need to wait a little bit more. It looks like it has lagged. Okay, I had to wait a little bit more, and now it has loaded, and now we are in our second space. That's how it looks like. In here we can stack the files, or I don't know, photos that we would like to protect. And then when we want to use our tab in normal mode, simply hit on switch. And now we get back into our normal space, simply. Okay, let me also open up the settings. Let's click on About tab, and in here, when you have possibility to download the update, simply tap on that, and that's the last thing that you can do right in here. And if you want, you can also open up the security status. In here we have the Google Play system update. It's also worth to have the latest version. As you can see, I have the update possible. I will download it after this video. And same thing with security update, but I have shown you that in About tab. We also have Google Play Protect. We can tap on that. And we can also perform a scan in search of potential threats. Okay, no harmful apps found. That's good to know. It's always good to perform that scan from time to time simply. Okay, and in here we also have Find Device. Really useful thing, so let's tap on that. I'm wondering why it doesn't want to launch. I guess something has lagged. Let me try to open it up once more. Okay, I guess something is wrong. But if it will work for you, you can try to enable that feature. Thanks to that, it will be able to locate your device. But I don't know why it doesn't want to turn on in my case. Maybe I need to perform the update. Okay, and the last thing, if you want, from the Play Store, you can download some additional antivirus apps, for example. Thanks to that, you'll be able to scan your device in search of potential threats. But in my personal opinion, the security app and the scanner, which is already inbuilt, is pretty okay. So it's not necessary to download it, but of course everything is up to you. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to fix fast charging not working on POCO Pad M1. First, check the cable and the charger for damage or compatibility with your tablet. Then, right here on the side, let me just grab the tablet, are the charging port. Clean it with a non-metallic tools, so something like Q-tips, wooden sticks, or compressed air. Then test with another fast charger or an outlet, or test your charger with another phone or device. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.
Welcome. In front of me is a POCO Pad M1, and today I will show you a couple of tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. Okay, so let's just get straight into this. We're gonna start off by opening up our settings and just maybe shift it over so there's less glare. So here, we can start off by just kind of going down the list of different categories, and first things we can start off with will be the lock screen right here, and we can customize the lock screen just a little bit. One thing that I do want to actually point out, if you use the smart cover kind of thing, so see if I have one here. Nope, this doesn't have a magnet. Actually, I guess I don't have anything with a magnet. But if you have a magnetic cover, right, sometimes you might experience that when you're closing it, it might trigger this kind of feature right here. You could turn that off if you don't use the official one and somehow it triggers it. This is just kind of based on a magnet that will be interacting somewhere on the bezel right here. Anyway, let's actually move over to the notification and status bar. And we have battery indicator right here. There's a couple of modes. An interesting one, more unique though. Oh boy, I can barely see it. So I can see it ends right here, but this is like a single freaking pixel. So you know, I'm not gonna be using that one. I'm gonna stick with the percentage inside of the battery. That is what I usually like anyway. We also have show items on the lock screen. So notification shade and control center. So you can pull those while you're on a lock screen. And I'm looking for one more option in here, but I don't think it's here. Oh no, it is. There we go. So customize icon display. So basically this is customizing status bar. That's usually how it is called. And what it allows you to do is get rid of certain icons that you'd see most likely here. Let me just enable some. So we have, no, that's the wrong one. Let's see, what would be do not disturb mode, hotspot. Those two will be good enough. So if I enable them, you can see we have both of them visible right here, and we can basically hide them away by toggling this toggle off right here. So you can have a nice and clean look to your status bar, removing all the useless clutter that might be just enabled all the time for you, but you just don't care enough to see it. One of those things for me personally is Bluetooth. I have it permanently on, and it's just kind of redundant to turn it off. I take out my earbuds and I want them to automatically connect without any kind of steps needed. But I also don't care to see this icon in my status bar. I know it's on. That's how it's supposed to be. So that's one of the things that I personally just like to absolutely get rid of. Now, if we continue on, we can now move over to the home screen. And here we have just a little bit of a customization to our home screen, which one of the more interesting options here, well, maybe not interesting, but one of the ones that I personally like is the home screen style. Usually that's how it's called, but here just labeled home screen. And this is a Xiaomi device, so to them classic is classic as classic can be to an iPhone instead of an Android. And I personally dislike the fact that classic obviously has all the applications on your home screen, so I do like to use the app drawer. This is the classic for Android with the app drawer, and that allows you to basically, once it refreshes, swipe up to access your app tray. And one thing that Xiaomi has here that I don't know why they by default opt into the classic one, because this one is a little bit better, is Xiaomi has categories, which is fantastic. You can see them right here at the top. So in those categories, you can obviously just click on each one of them and it will show you anything that belongs to the said category. You can customize them. and the applications themselves get sorted automatically into them, which is super nice. And this is actually something that I use on my own personal phone, though I don't have a Xiaomi. I use it with a third-party launcher, which gives me something similar, just maybe done a little bit better, arguably, just to maybe kind of showcase this. So in my case, it looks more like this. So I have the icons for categories, and I can just kind of, flip through them, and it does the same thing as we have right here. Sadly, we can't customize the look of these categories. It would be nice, for instance, to have an icon instead of it, but you can rename them. Though I do want to point out, if you're renaming them, the applications won't be sorted automatically into them. So you will need to manually put the applications into the newly created categories of your choice. And the reason you might want to create custom categories is because you can obviously set a different name to them, maybe a shorter one. Therefore, more of them can just tighter packed, making them a little bit easier accessible. But this is just a thought. Anyway, let's go back in here. The settings, which for some reason just reloaded anyway. And we were on a home screen. So one more thing in here, which is kind of weird that it's in the home screen, is the system navigation. So you can see we have gestures right now, but you can also select the buttons if that is something that you prefer. And on top of that, for both gestures and buttons, you have additional options. So you can see right here. No, we're not going to be learning this. Along with the option to have the circle to search option. This is for gestures, by the way. And contrary to how it's labeled, circle to search, you don't search by circling, you search by holding the freaking bar, which I just missed somehow. Oh, there we go. So you can see it launches the Gemini, and now I can now select something by circling it, or just simply tapping on it. And a neat feature about this is you can actually select text from here. Text that you usually wouldn't be able to select. You can copy it, translate it, do whatever you want. It's a fantastic thing that you can utilize for just kind of ease of use, quick searching, quick copying and pasting, which is super good for that. Now this, okay, so this doesn't really give us the option here to hide the bar, unfortunately. Sometimes you can get rid of the bar that we have right here. It takes way too much space and serves no purpose really. So it would have been nice to be able to hide it, but no such a luck here. So anyway, let's move on to personalization. And this is just a general section where you can customize just a little bit of how the device looks like, which includes things like the lock style, though it takes me to a different place, but whatever. So you can see we have different ones. Wow, this actually looks pretty nice. Damn, these actually all look pretty good, not gonna lie. So you know what, I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna choose apply, and you can customize it even further. And the wallpaper can be set to home screen or lock screen. Now I'm just gonna select lock screen only. So that's one thing. Another thing will be the icons. We have just background color, unfortunately, in here, so that's... Oh wait, is it referring to these? Let me just quickly check. No. Okay, so it just refers to some of them. Now this, for purposes of customizing your icons, this is actually useless. So you know what, I'm gonna ignore this. Next we have fonts. Now if you have additional fonts downloaded, they should show up in here, and you can change also the size of them if you want to, and you can tap on them to see how they will actually look like when using. Next thing here, also scrolling down, we have the wallpapers, and some of them are going to, I believe, be AI generated. Or actually, I don't see any AI gen, surprisingly. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, I think I know why. I'm not connected to network, so possibly the AI generated wallpapers, because you can, I believe, generate them here, are not showing up. But anyway, moving on, let's see what we got in additional settings. And here we have side toolbar, which might blind? I don't see the indicator. Where is it? Huh? So we should have a toolbar right here, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, but for the love of God, I cannot see it. Oh well, anyway, there is not much more to it, so this is a pretty bare bones settings. Xiaomi doesn't necessarily have the best kind of look or skin for the Android, so there isn't much here to do, but the things that you can kind of change, I went over just to show you, and hopefully you found some of them at least interesting. And if you did, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show the speed up tricks on POCO Pad M1. Okay, let's begin with opening up our settings and let's get access into developer options. First, click on About tablet, and now in here we have the OS version. We need to tap on it a few times in a row until we see that we are a developer. In my case, it won't pop out because I am already a developer. So now go back, go into... I need to find where it is exactly. The additional settings. Scroll down all the way and click on developer options. Okay, and now let's keep scrolling down until we see 4 specific options. I will tell you which one exactly. Here are the first 3. It's animated duration scale, transition animation scale, and the window animation scale. As you take a look, all 3 of them are currently set on 1x. And to improve the performance of our tab, we can select all 3 of them on 0.5, or we can completely turn them off. It is up to you. Simply don't go higher than 1x because it will be only worse. It will slow your device, so don't go higher than 1x. For me, a perfect balance between off and 1x is of course 0.5, so that's the value that I'm about to select for all 3 of those options. Now let's scroll down again a little bit until we find the apps and the background process limit. Currently, as you can see, it's set on standard, but we can select at most 3 or at most 4 processes. It is up to you. I'll stick to at most 4. Okay, that's all when it comes to developer options. From here, let's go straight into the battery. And in here, I'm wondering, do we have the power mode? But I think that we don't. Alright, so let's go into the apps then. Okay, in here, as you take a look, we have a long list of all apps installed on our device. And here, simply, if you have some of the apps that you are not using, you can simply uninstall them. For example, I'm not using the Netflix, so I can uninstall it because it's only taking my storage space away. And remember that if you have, the more storage space you have, your tab will work better. Also, there is a faster way of uninstalling the apps. You can simply find them on your home screen. Then simply hold on the icon, and here we have the bin icon. Simply tap on that and you'll be able to uninstall the app. When it comes to that list, remember that some of those apps are system apps and uninstalling them is impossible. And don't try to force them, for example, because something bad may happen. Only uninstall the apps that you have downloaded manually. Or for example, apps such as, I don't know, Spotify and Netflix that I have just uninstalled because they are not system apps, and uninstalling them won't cause anything bad. In certain apps, we also have possibility to clear the cache. For example, in my case, it will be available in the Chrome. That's my browser that I'm using every day. And in here, we can click on the storage and we have the cache. And actually, currently, I don't have enough cache to be... I cannot delete it because I don't have enough. But remember that you shouldn't click on clear data because it will... Oh, actually, it's in one spot, my bad. In here we can click on clear cache, click on OK. Don't worry, clearing the cache won't delete any of your data. Cache is basically junk files that are stacked in our browser, and clearing them is completely okay. Okay, from that place, let's go into security, and in here, currently it's scanning, we should have possibility to click the optimize button. Yeah, it's always good to click that button when we have possibility to do it. Really worth doing. Thanks to that, our device will be working with its best condition. All right, in here, we can also click on the cleanup. And we can clean another files. All right, really useful thing. In here, we also have suggestion that we are not using certain apps and we can uninstall them. Everything is, of course, up to you, but in here also some of those apps are system apps. Okay. We can also perform a deep clean to also uninstall certain apps. For example, I can delete one big file. I'm wondering what it is, so I will delete it. All right, boom. And now we have also gained some free storage space. Really useful thing. We also have the boost speed feature, worth enabling. Okay. And we have freed up 430 megabytes, and now our device is 4% faster. Also pretty cool thing. If you want, you can add a widget into your home screen, so you'll be able to quickly perform that speed boost. Also, during day-to-day use, there's a huge chance that you have a lot of apps opened in the background. If you have, simply slide to the app side, and if a lot of them are opened in the background, simply manually close them up, because they're only taking your storage space, your RAM away, and that might be also the problem why your device isn't working fast. Okay, and the last thing that I'm about to show you is how to perform a reboot. Rebooting your device from time to time, for example, once a week, is completely okay and even recommended, because basically during the reboot our phone rests and the RAM gets freed up, and it might help with the performance. To reboot the device, we need to launch the power menu. We do it by clicking the power button and volume up button at the same time, just like that. And now select reboot, release your finger, and now we just need to simply wait until the device turns on. Everything will be done automatically. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the top tricks on POCO Pad M1. Okay, let's open up our settings first, and let's scroll down a little until we find the additional settings. And maybe let's begin with accessibility features and the gesture shortcuts. In here, I'll skip the launching of the digital assistant because it's only, holding the power button. Let's go into taking a screenshot. The usual way of creating a screenshot is by clicking the power button and volume down button, just like that. But we also have slide 3 fingers screenshot. Simply, when this feature is enabled, to take a screenshot, all you need to do is to slide from the up side to the down side with your 3 fingers to create a screenshot. Really cool way, and it's one of my favorite. Next thing is the partial screenshots. Also pretty useful thing. To do it, make sure that it's enabled and simply hold 3 fingers on your screen, and now you can select which part of the screen you would like to take a screenshot of. Let's say only this part. You can also change the shape above. If you want, you can start over, and you can even create even that shape, something like that, as you take a look. To save it, hit on the button. You can also edit it and, for example, draw something on it or enter some text. Everything is up to you, of course. Alright, let's close it up just for now. Next thing is the shortcut for launching the camera. We can double press the power button to launch it up, or double press volume down when the screen is locked. We can enable both features. Let's begin with the double press with the power button. We are on our home screen. Double tap, and as you take a look, the camera launches immediately. Let's do it once again. Let's double tap, and everything works. Now let's go with the volume down, but it's said that we need to have our screen turned off. So now I'll double tap, and as you take a look, the camera also launched successfully, so everything works just like it should. Double tap, and it is working. Let's go straight forward. Now we have turn on torch, double press the power button, but if we want to use it, we need to replace it with the camera. Now I will double tap the power button, and the camera successfully launches. Also, cool shortcut. Works just fine. Let me only place the tab on the table. Okay, back into the settings. I think that is all when it comes to the shortcuts. Yeah, we can go straight into site toolbox. That is pretty useful thing. We can use it in games, when we are watching a video, or for example when we are doing a call. In my case, I can show you the video toolbox. We can click on manage video apps. In here we have a list of all apps that are supported for this. You can, for example, even add the gallery. Alright, and now let me play some video. You can see that already it appears right in here. I'll play this video. Or maybe a different one. Maybe this. Okay, you can launch the toolbox. But let me only play the video first. Okay. You can change the style right in here. You can see that the colors are simply changing. We can record the screen. You can see that it's going. We can also take a screenshot and even cast the screen. That's how the video toolbox works. In the games itself, we have the game turbo mode, and it allows us to change, for example, the graphic preset. Currently I don't have any games, but maybe I'll be able to show you the things that we can do in here. So we can enable, for example, the performance mode to have the maximum amount of the FPS. In here you can search for your games. Currently I don't have any, so I'm not available to show you that. And let's go straight forward. Let's open up the settings, back into additional, and now let's go with the floating windows. That is also one of my favorite things. In here you have a tutorial how to use it, how to move those floating windows, how you can launch the split screen. I'll show you how you can launch it. Let's begin maybe with the split view. We have two ways how we can enter the split view. I mean, I will show you two methods. First, open up your first app, then go into the recent. Let me only close those apps. Now, open up the second app, just like that. Open up recents, hold on the app and select this icon. Select the second app now, and now we are using the split screen mode. On the left side we have the calculator, on the right side we have the notes. It is really cool for the multitasking because we can do two things almost at the same time. We can create notes and use the calculator. Remember that split screen mode is working with different apps, not only with notes and the calculator, but you just need to try it on your own. For example, you can launch the Chrome in one window, and on the second side of the screen you can, I don't know, launch messages maybe. Okay, if you double tap that bar in the middle, you can swap the sides of the apps, and you can adjust if you move left or right, also the size of the certain apps. But remember that if you go too much, you can see that the split screen sentence changed into full screen. Now, when I will raise my finger, the calculator will launch in the full screen. Okay, now the alternate way of entering the split screen mode. Let's launch the first app, and now we need to swipe left and right using 3 fingers, just like that on the screen, to launch the split screen mode. Now simply select the second app, maybe Chrome. In my case it's locked with the app lock, so that is why it doesn't want to launch, but so I'll again pick the calculator. You can see that everything is launching properly. Okay, now the floating windows. You can grab, not like that, my bad. If you open the app, you can slide, not like that, my bad. I just need to take a look one last time. Oh my god. Additional settings, loading windows. There was a chance of unlocking the floating window like that, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe I'm doing it. Yeah, my bad, sorry. So when it comes to the floating windows, we can launch them up from the level of the recent apps. Simply hold, and you can click that icon to launch the app in the floating window. You can adjust the size if you grab on the edge. If you minimize enough, it will go into mini floating window. Now we can see that it's really, really small. If you want to make it bigger, simply tap, and you can again adjust its size. If you click on those 3 dots, you can open the app in the full screen, go into split screen mode. When you click on one of those 2 icons, you can open a new app, and if you click the X, you will close the app. If you want to change the position of the floating window on your screen, simply hold those 3 dots and place it anywhere that you want. When you're holding your floating window, if you slide to the right side, and now when you release, you can go quickly into split screen mode. Now simply select the second app that you want to use. Okay, we also have MIUI Canvas app. In here we can create our notes. If you have a supported pen, you can draw in here. You can download the images. You can search for the history if you have some. But just like I'm saying, it's the best if you have the pen that is supported. Thanks to that, you can draw or take notes. Of course, for taking notes, the Notes app is the best. In here, if you click on that icon, you can also take notes, not by typing, but by drawing. Alright, that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, it's HardReset, and today I'll show you how to fix battery percentage not showing on POCO Pad M1. First, go into the settings, then scroll down into notifications and status bar. Here, battery indicator, change from graphical to percentage in the icon or next to icon. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like and see you in the next one.